Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. In today's video, we are going to learn about ABS function in Salesforce, and we are going to learn this concept for both Salesforce Lightning as well as a classic interface. So let's proceed and firstly understand what does we mean by ABS function. So the ABS function is used to calculate the absolute value of a number. If we talk about the absolute value, it represents the magnitude of a number without considering its sign. If I talk in a simple words, the ABS function is used to calculate the absolute number which gives a positive value of a number as result without considering whether it is a positive number or a negative number. It always gives you the result in the positive. So let's proceed and now discuss about the syntax of the AWS function. So the syntax of the AWS function is given on your screen. Here we pass a number field and formula as a parameter in the value for which we want to determine the absolute value. The value specified in the parameter can be a numeric constant or a formula. Always keep one thing in your mind, this ABS function only works on a numeric data such as an integer, decimal and doubles. If you use it with other data types such as a text or any other non-numeric data type, it will produce an error. So it's always recommended to use it with a numbers. So now let's proceed and learn to calculate the absolute value using the AWS function in Salesforce Lightning. So for this, your first step is to log in into your Salesforce account as an administrator. Once you successfully logged in, make sure that you are on a main setup page. If you are not, and the page that is visible on your screen is right now visible to you also, you need to click on the gear icon that is given on the top right side, and from here you need to click on the setup option. It will redirect you to the main setup page of a Lightning interface. Once you reach to the main setup page of a Lightning interface that is visible on your screens right now, you need to click on the Object Manager in the second step that is given on the top of the navigation bar. Here you can see that we have a Object Manager. You need to click on that, and once you click on that, it will take you to the page where you will get the list of all the objects that are in a Salesforce Lightning, whether it is a custom one or a standard one. Now it's time to decide the object on which you want to use your ABS function. For example, I am going to show you the example with the help of a opportunity object. So here on the quick find box that is given on the right, I simply type for the opportunity and it will gives me the result regarding the opportunity. Now I click on this opportunity label and it will redirect me to the opportunity object manager page. Now on the left side you can see that here we have a option of a fields and relationship. To dealing up with the fields in a opportunity object, we need to click on that. Once I click on that, it will take me to the page where it shows me all the fields that are in a opportunity objects, whether it is a custom or the standard one on the right side. And on the right we also have a button on the top that is a new. It is used for creating up the new field in the opportunity object. So as our agenda is to use the AWS function, we need to create up the new field. So I click on this new button. Once I click on this new button, it will redirect to the page where I need to choose up the field type, or you can say a data type, which specifies the type of information that the custom field will contain. So as we are going to use up some functions, so we are always remember that it will work on the formula field type, or you can say a formula data type. So here we have option of a formula. I click on the radio button given next to it, and after that I click on the next button given on the top to proceed to the next step. Now in the next step, it asks me to choose up the field label and the field name and the formula return type according to my requirement. So here the field label is a formula unique name that is visible to the user, and the field name is a automatically populated name, or you can say a API that is automatically populated based upon your field label. If you want to change it, you can change it. It's upon your requirement. Now for example, here I am going to set as a field label as a absolute sales variance. So here I enter the field label. When I click on the field name, you can see that it automatically populated. So after that, when I scroll down, here we have a section for the formula return type. Here we need to choose up the formula return type according to my result that my absolute functions gives me. So it either gives me a result in a number one or a currency one, because we have only two numeric return types, and I am going to only find out the absolute sales variance. So I am selecting up the currency as a formula return type. I click on the radio button next to it, and here we also have option of choosing up the decimal places. By default its value set to 2. I am not going to change it, so I remain 2 as it is, and simply click on the next button to proceed to the next step. The next button is given on the bottom at the top both side. You can click on any of them as per your need or a wish. There is no restriction that you need to click on the bottom one or the top one. On the third step, it will take you to the page where you need to enter up the formula, or you can say that where you need to enter your advanced formula, where you are going to use your ABS function that calculates the absolute value. Suppose I want to calculate the absolute value for the sales variance, and it is the difference between the target sale and the actual sales. So if you are going to do that thing, firstly you keep in your mind that we need two fields for it. The one is the target sale and the second one is the actual sale, and we are going to find the difference using the AWS function. Okay, so now let's create up the formula for it. So here you can see that on the right side we have a function section. Here we have a all function categories drop down. You can see here we have a multiple section. So this AWS function is a part of the math category. So I click on the maths, and here you can see that it gives me a ABS function. So once I click on that, it will gives me a button for insert selected function. When I click on it, it will automatically add up the function with parameter to the box that is given for the advanced formula. And you can see that it's written here, it returns the absolute value of the number, a number without any sign. So as I told you, we need to find out the sales variance. So it is a target sale subtracted the actual sale. So here I erase my parameter. Now here we have option of insert field given on the top. I click on that, and it shows me all the fields that are under this opportunity. Here I have a name as a target sale, so I click on that, and once I select it, it will gives me an option of insert. I click on it, so it automatically get inserted as a parameter. Now to add a subtract sign, either you can put it from your keyboard, or if you don't want to do that thing, you can click on this insert operator button, and here we have a operator sign for the abstract. When I click on it, it automatically added. Now to enter the second field, you again need to click on the insert field, and here you need to find out the field name as actual sales. So here I found the field, I select on it, and after that I click on the insert. So it created up the formula successfully, that is ABS, and in which I subtracted the target sale and the actual sale. So in this formula, basically I subtract the actual sales field from the target sale field, and use the AWS function, which is give me a absolute value of the difference between these two values. So now to check whether this function is correct or not, here we have a given of the check syntax button. When I click on that, it will give me an error message if there is any error. Otherwise it gives me like there is a no syntax error in the merge fields or the function, and the function is completely compiled. So in my case there is a no error, so I move to the next step. Here we optionally have a fields of adding a description in the help text that will give you a detailed brief information about this formula. So if you are going to add it, you can add it, otherwise you can leave as it is. And if you are dealing up with the number, currency or percentage fields, for this you have option of a blank field handling. You can specify what happened to the formula output when their values are blank. There are two ways to treat it, like treat the blank field as a 0 or treat the blank field as a blank. If you want to do anything, you can do it, and by default it is treated as a treat blank field as a zeros. Okay, after setting up all such thing, you need to click on the next button. It will take you to the next step, and on this next step you need to set up the field level security. Here we have to select the profiles to which you want to grant the edit access of this particular field, and if you are not giving access to the particular field, it will be hidden from all the profile if you don't add it to the field level security. Here we have a two columns of a visible and the read only. If you want to give the read only permission, you need to check and uncheck the particular profile according to your requirement. And if you want to give the visibility access, you need to click on the check boxes in the visible column according to your requirement for the specific profile, and it is regarding to this particular field also. So I keep this thing as it is. I don't want to do anything, so I click on the next button and proceed to the next step. And once I move to the next step, here I need to uh, set up the page layout. Here we need to select the page layout that should include in this field, and the field will be added as the last field in the first two column of this section page layout. And if the page layout is not selected, the field will not appear on that particular page layout. Here you can see that by default all the page layouts are selected. If you want to unselect any of them, you can unselect it, otherwise you simply click on the save button. Once you click on save button, it successfully created up a formula, or you can say it successfully calculate the absolute value using the ABS function in Salesforce Lightning. If you want to see an example regarding that, so let's open up one new setup. So here I click on the gear icon, it's open up new setup regarding that. And here I am going to open up my opportunity tab, or you can say a opportunity object from this 9 dot app launcher. When I click on that, here I have option of a search, so here I search for the opportunities. So here I click on the opportunities one. Once I click on that, it will take me to the page. Now let's try to do the calculation part. So here I am going to choose up any of the random opportunity. I click on that, and once I click on that, you can see that it has a detail sections. Once I move to this detail section, here from here I can edit these things. So here I edit my actual sale thing. So here I set it to the 12500, and here I am going to set up my target sale as 10000. Let it be okay. So once I set it, I click on the save, and once I click on save, you can see that it gives me a result in the USD, and which is a 2500, and you can see that it is a positive result. Okay, so it gives me a result in the positive value. So with this we have successfully learned up how to use the ABS function in a Salesforce Lightning. Now we will proceed and learn to calculate the absolute value using the ABS function in Salesforce Classic. So for dealing up with the classic thing, we firstly need to redirect ourselves to the classic interface, and for that you need to click on your profile, and here you have option of a switch to a Salesforce Classic. Once you click on that, it will take you to the page for the classic interface, and once you redirect here, you will get an option of a setup on the top. You need to click on that option and it will take you to the classic setup page. Once you reached here, you need to scroll down yourself, and here you will get a build section on the left side. Here you have a customize things. Under this customize drop down, you will get a list of all the objects that are in a Salesforce. It only shows you the standard object. For the custom object, you need to follow up the create, and under this you get a object section, and here we have a list of a custom objects. So now I am going to create up the ABS function in a cases object. So here I search for the cases, I expand this cases drop down, and here I get an option of a fields. When I click on that, it will take me to the page where I get the standard or a custom fields regarding the case object. So once I reached here, I need to scroll down myself to the case custom fields and relationship section. Here I get a new button, I need to click on that. Once I click on that, it will take me to the next page where I need to choose up the field type, or you can say a data type. As I told you, when you are working up with the functions, you always need to choose up the formula as a data type. So I select it and click on the next button. Once I click on the next button, it's asked me to enter the field label, and for choosing up the field label, uh, here I am going to find out this timer response time variance. So here I enter the response time, and here I enter as a variance, and you can see that field name is automatically populated. And from the formula return type section, we need to select up the data type for the field that we want to calculate the absolute value. And as you know that it must be a numeric type, so this time I am going to deal up with the number. I click on the radio button next to the number. Here we have a decimal options also to set it. By default it is a 2, but I am going to set it to the 0. So I change it to the 0 and click on the next button. Once I click on the next, it will take me to the page where we need to enter up the advanced formula using the ABS function to calculate the absolute value. As I want to calculate the absolute value of the response time variance, that is the difference between target response time and the initial response time, and as I am going to find it the absolute value, I am doing it with the help of a ABS function. So let's do it the formula creation step. So here I am click on the all function categories from the right. Here we have a math section. Here I have a function of ABS I selected, and after that I click on the insert selected function button that is under this function section. I erase this parameter given inside the ABS function as a number. Then I click on the number insert field option, and from here I will get the list of all the fields that are in a cases object. So here I am going to search for the target response time field. So here it is, I select it, and after that on the right it gives me a button for insert. I insert it. Then to insert operator of a negative sign, so I click on this abstract one, and after that I click on the insert field button again, and from this time I need to choose up the initial response time field. So I scroll down, and here under the I get the initial response time. I select it and click on insert, and it gets successfully inserted on my screen. Now you have seen that it is not inserted inside the ABS function because the parentheses are enclosed without any parameter. So I erase my one parenthesis. You always need to take care of all such things because otherwise it gives you error, and enclose the parameter after putting up this calculation part. So here I end my parenthesis. To check whether it is correct or not, I click on the check syntax option, and you can see that it gives no error. If you want to add description and help text, you can add it, and if you want to handle the blank fields for the number, currency and percentage field, you can also do that. Otherwise you need to click on this next button and proceed to the next step. And once you click on the next, it will take you to the page where you need to establish the field level security, where you need to choose up the profile to whom you want to the grant the edit access for this particular field that you have created right now. So here we have a two columns for the visible and the read only access. If you want to give any of a profile particular access, you can check the checkbox corresponding to this profile according to your requirement. After that you need to click on the next button, and once you click on the next, it will take you to the page where you need to set up the page layout, and this page layout will include your field as a last two column section of the page. It will add the field here, and if you don't select any page layout, it will not add the field on that particular page layout. By default all are the selected. If you want to change, you can change as per your requirement, and after finalizing all such things, you need to simply click on the save button. Once you click on the save button, it successfully save up the function, or you can say a formula that you have created that calculate the time variance using the ABS function. Now to check it whether it is working correctly or not, you simply need to click on the cases object, or you can say top tab that is given on the top of the navigation bar that you can see. I click on this cases one, and once I click on a cases, it will open up the cases. Here we have option of a go. When I click on go, it will open up all the cases, and now let's try it with any of the one. So here I open it, and once I open it, it will take me to the case. Okay, so I will edit it first and then show you. So I click on the edit option, it will open in the edit one. So I set the target response time as a 10 and the initial response time as a 15, and once I click on the save, you can see that it gets successfully saved. Now once I click on that, so here we have a detail sections. I click on this detail, next to the feed, and here you can see that the response time is calculated as a 5. So here you can successfully learn how we can use the ABS function to calculate the absolute value in Salesforce Lightning. And here you can see that we are subtracting the 10 and 15 from 10, like we are subtracting 10 minus 15, so it result in a 5, not as a minus 5. Okay, so this is the result of the absolute value function, or you can say a ABS function. So with this, we have successfully learned how to use the ABS function in Salesforce Lightning as well as a classic interface. If you like this video, click on the like button and also subscribe to our channel for more videos like this one. Thanking you for watching and have a great day.